Hey, welcome to Outsmart Your Guitar. Glad you could join us. Today is episode 5 in the ongoing series, Early Help in Your Soloing Ability. Today we're going to focus on how to create specific targeted rhythm progressions using 2, 3, and 4 chords to help you practice very specific scales and even scales that you can blend to make that happen. In this case, you start with the foundation of the pentatonic minor or the pentatonic major and incorporate other scale elements in where they apply. All right, so let's just get right to it. You'll understand this better as we go. And be sure to like and subscribe to Outsmart Your Guitar along the way. The first progression we want to focus on is just 2 chords. We're going to start simple and work our way forward. You have a G minor 7. Now you can play the G minor 7 this way or this way. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. The thing you want to remember, though, is all the notes of this chord are contained in the pentatonic minor scale. So that's an easy one. And we're in the key of G, of course. And then you have a C7. Now the notes of the C7, those are part of the scale. This is not, but that is. Okay, because you've got a 5 there, you have another 5 there. But here in G, this is the 6th tone. And that is not part of the pentatonic minor scale. However, in this progression, that tone does exist and sit. So what we can do is, since this is an E, we have another E here, we can add that note in. If we want. Now, what I want you to understand here is I chose the C7 deliberately because I want to practice a very specific scale. And that's not just the pentatonic minor, but also the Dorian mode. The Dorian mode plays out like this. Now you'll notice that I played the 2 tone of the scale. This is the A. So you have an A here, and of course up here, and you have an A here. So the Dorian mode is basically the pentatonic minor scale with an added E and an added A. So that you can now play pentatonic minor or Dorian mode, particularly because we have a C7 and that 6th tone, which is suggestive of the Dorian mode for the sake of this discussion. So what I want you to do is I want you to record the progression. I have mine recorded with a swing feel. But you can record a straight feel too. It's up to you how you want to record this progression. Take your pick, play it at a tempo you generally can solo very comfortably at, and then record it into your looper. So pause, practice the progression, figure out the rhythm you want, then put it to a metronome, smooth it out, then record it into your looper, and then restart the video. Okay, now I'm going to walk you through the template of how you want to practice over this progression. The first thing you want to do is just play your pentatonic minor over the top of this, just to get more comfortable with it and see the kinds of things you can do. 3, 4. play, have some fun with it. Don't worry too much about what you play. Just get comfortable and enjoy the process. The second thing you want to do is now just run the Dorian mode up and back in the first position over the progression like this. Do that for a couple of minutes and get yourself comfortable with the A's and the E's being used and integrated into your fingering. Remember, you're adding notes into and on top of the pentatonic minor scale. The third thing you want to do now is just play in the Dorian mode in the first position. Take a few minutes, get really comfortable putting those notes in and using them and figuring out when and where they're going to work for you. After you've done that for a few minutes, the next thing you want to do is now blend, playing between the pentatonic minor and the Dorian mode. Exclusively in the first position, resist the urge to wander. 3, 4. And have fun with it. Spend 5, 10, 12, 15 minutes. However much time you want, get it down, okay? And really work this out. Go through the process. Pentatonic minor scale exclusively, Dorian mode exclusively, and then blending between the two. That one you want to do for a few minutes more than the other ones, all right? Then press play when you're ready to keep going. Up in the upper left-hand corner right here, you see the second position of the Dorian mode. Here's your G root at the 5th fret of 4th string and the 8th fret of the 2nd string. Safe harbors and our key tone. So here you have the Dorian mode in the second position. Just kind of walk through that. Get yourself comfortable there. Okay? Now, here's the process. Just like before. First things first. Play the pentatonic minor scale in the second position over your progression. 3, 4. Get comfortable with that. And don't forget to play the bottom 3 strings in the second position. That's an area a lot of people don't play when they play second position. They play that coming up from the first position. But they don't play there. And that's a black hole that you want to remove. A lot of cool stuff there. Now, the second thing you want to do is play the Dorian second position up and back over the progression. Get comfortable adding those A's and E's in there in addition to the pentatonic minor notes. Third thing, you guessed it, now play the Dorian in the second position, making some kind of melodic stuff. 3, 4. Play for 5 minutes or more, getting yourself really comfortable with that. So the fourth thing you want to do is now, of course, blend pentatonic minor and Dorian mode exclusively in the second position. Do not wander. 3, 4. Lay into that, play for 7 to 10 minutes, or even longer if you wish, because that's going to really help you get locked in to the potentials that the second position has, both in the pentatonic minor and in the Dorian mode. Now, the fifth thing you want to do is you want to now play pentatonic minor in the first and the second positions over the progression. 3, 4. Do that for a few minutes. Get comfortable moving between the two positions. The next thing you want to do is now do it exclusively with Dorian mode in the first and second positions. 3, 4. Really get comfortable with that. Spend 8-10 minutes or so really exploring how you move in the Dorian mode between the first and the second positions. The final thing you want to do is blend both first and second position of pentatonic minor and Dorian. 3, 4. Playing back and forth between the two positions. Again, do not wander. Be very disciplined in this. All right? So, pause the video and go through the second position, pentatonic, then Dorian, then blend, and then move between the first and second positions in the pentatonic, then in the Dorian, and then blending pentatonic and Dorian. All right? Then press play. Okay, that's the first two positions of the scale over the progression. The next thing you want to do is learn the third position of the pentatonic minor scale if you don't already know it. If you want to learn it, go to my pentatonic minor scale lesson series. It's 24 videos getting you deeply rooted into using and understanding the pentatonic minor scale. All 5 positions are contained in that series. Go check it out. So you learn the pentatonic minor scale in the third position and then play it over the top of the progression. The next thing you do is learn where the A and the E notes exist in the third position of the pentatonic minor scale and add them in. Now you've got the third position of the Dorian mode in the key of G. Find your root tones as well. Then practice playing the Dorian over the top of the progression, just like we did before. The template is in place. Pentatonic minor over the third position, in the third position over the progression. Dorian in the third position over the progression. Then blend the pentatonic minor and the Dorian in the third position, staying exclusively in the third position and exploring the potentials that position has. Then you add that third position to the first and second positions of the scales, both the pentatonic minor and the Dorian, and you play exclusively in pentatonic minor over the progression in the first, second, and third positions, moving between them. And then you play exclusively in the Dorian mode in the first, second, and third positions over the progression. And then finally, blend between the pentatonic minor and the Dorian mode in all 3 positions. And work on that. That one is going to take time. Then you continue to the 4th position and the 5th position and then the octave position. In so doing, you will really begin to understand how to work the Dorian mode. That's the scale you're seeking to practice. The bonus is you get to also practice the pentatonic minor scale and moving between the 2 scales as well. A very important skill to have because we professionals do just that. We don't just sit in one scale. We borrow from other scales, use notes from other scales as color tones. And that's exactly what you're doing here and learning to do here over this simple 2-chord progression that suggests, for the sake of this series, Dorian mode. All right? So that will do for this lesson. I'm going to continue this particular idea in the next few videos with different scales, showing you different progressions to use so that you can practice those different scales using the same template you've learned here. All right? Thank you again for letting me be your teacher, and we'll see you in the next video.